and you're without any help, you are considered to be gharib over there. Imagine you going there with your entire family and then feeling gharib over there. And that is the scenario that we find Ahl Bayt and Ahl Haram in. You might wonder that how is it that our elders weep and they cry? They hear the name of Imam Hussein, they hear the name of Ali Akbar, Ali Asghar, Qasim, Abbas, and they start crying out loud. They're wailing, their emotions they can't control, they let them out. And I might wonder that how is it that we are unable to cry like that? Why is it that I'm hesitant of shedding tears in front of others? Why is it sometimes that I just can't make myself to cry? It's really, you need to put yourself in the position of the children present in Karbala. I couldn't find any example which will match what happened in Karbala for you to realize how does one cry for someone who died 14 centuries ago. All I could think of to draw any closeness for my youngsters over here, maybe the families of those fallen soldiers, when they have fought for their country, they have given their lives protecting their motherland, and how people honor those families. You go to their memorials, they're mentioned, they're given rewards and awards, their plaques posted in their names, their streets named after them. And when this solemn gathering comes about, and when the name of that fallen soldier is mentioned, you feel the feeling that there's a somber feeling where people want to shed tears. And they don't hesitate in shedding tears, and nobody will blame you for doing so, even so in public. So here, when you sit tonight in Sham-e-Ghariban majlis, don't hesitate to shed tears. Because remember the hadith which says, Man baka wa abka wa tabaka wajabat lahul jannah. Whoever weeps, makes other cry, and makes the face complexion of as if they're crying, Jannat becomes wajib upon such an individual. You know why? Because when you cry for Imam Hussein, that tear that comes out of your eyes is cleansing and purification of your heart. It cleanses you even for maybe a little while. If you can carry the effects of it afterwards, great. But at least that moment, you have become pure. You've become pak. You've become clean. I know it's been a long day for all of you. Your parents got you up early to come to the amal, to the majalis, and then continuous majalis throughout the day, and ending with Sham-e-Ghariban. You're sitting here in the dark room where the lights have been turned off, but yes, you can easily turn them back on whenever you want to. You're sitting on comfortable carpets. You're sitting under the fans which are blowing air so you don't feel, as if it's warm over here, or it's hot over here, or it's uncomfortable over here. Why am I sitting over here? Now take yourself to Karbala. The children of Imam Hussein are scattered all over the land and the plains of Karbala, on the heated desert, which even is relentless at nighttime. That even at nighttime it's hot, and it's not a comfortable carpet underneath that they're sitting upon. And they have a constant fear in their hearts, in their minds, that what will happen next to them. Those families, those adults who have brought their kids, this is the way to do tarbiyat. But imagine if someone slapped your kid tonight. Nobody will slap your kids here. Nobody will even treat them ill over here. They'll respect all the kids regardless of what the kids are doing, whether running around, making noise, whatever it may be that they're doing. Nobody will say anything to the kids, let alone hitting them or slapping them. But come to Karbala, Sham-e-Ghariban, kids are being slapped on their faces. Taziyane are being struck on their heads. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ يُرْزَقُونَ. Don't consider those who were slain in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be dead. These shuhada, riwayat mention that the first drop of shaheed wipes away all of his sins, all of huququllah and huququn nas, except the debts that he has upon someone. Not only that the shaheed, his guna are forgiven, but he becomes shafi', and he becomes someone who can intercede on behalf of his family members. Shaheed and the maqam of shaheed is so high that the virtue of his shahadat, his body, his libas, his blood are all considered pak, and he does not even need a ghusl mayyat to be buried. That's the maqam of shaheed. Understand what shahadat is. Shahadat is when you sacrifice yourself for a bigger cause. That's why it's different than halakat, dying merely for something which might be lower than you. When in Karbala, Imam Hussein bid farewell to the family. He came to the tents. He said, Ya Zainab, Ya Kulthum, Ya Sakina, Ya Fatima, alaykunna salam. Alaykunna minni salam. All of you, upon you, I want to bid farewell to you. Nani Sakina said to Baba, have you submitted yourself to maut? Imam said, how can I not when all of these swords are drawn towards my neck? Ajrukum Allah. Don't hesitate to cry tonight. This is the night when you cry. There's a lady who is waiting to receive these tears so she can show tomorrow, and they might be the only thing for your najat tomorrow. So don't hesitate to weep. Don't hesitate to cry. Nobody's going to blame you for crying out loud. Nobody's going to say anything to you. So we find that Imam Hussein bids farewell. And Imam then goes to the maqtal. And that time comes where Imam tells his Zuljana that take me to my last resting place. When they were attacking Imam Hussein, someone wanted to attack the Dhuljana. Umar Saad said, don't attack the Dhuljana because this is the horse of Rasulullah. I would say how careful they are not to attack the horse which has association upon which Rasul used to sit. But they are neglecting the child, the person. When he was a child, he used to sit on the back of Rasulullah. And that is Imam Hussein, Sayyidul Shuhada. That takes place. Imam goes closer to his mazja, the last resting place. The animal takes him there. This Bawafa, this loyal animal of Imam, takes him there and leaves and goes back to the khiyam. When the horse arrives without the rider, people understand that Hussein is no longer in this world. He became the messenger from the maqtal to the khiyam, to the camps, telling them that I took a rider with me to maqtal and I have come back without him. This is the indication that that rider is no longer alive. Ajrukum Allah. When they were done finishing up with killing of all the people, and especially Imam Hussein, Pisar Saad, the son of Saad, Umar Saad. He said, don't stop, continue the aggression towards the tents of Ahl Haram. The next thing they did, they attacked the haram, they attacked the tents. This is where the women were. They were inside these tents. They were protecting their hijab, and they started attacking the tents. The ladies would remain inside, keeping their hijab and protection, but then they thought of one way of bringing them out. They started burning one tent after another. They burned first tent. All the ladies went from this tent to the next one. They burned down the second and then the third, and they burned all the khiyam like this. Janab Zainab came to the tent where Imam Sajjad was resting. He was sick, he was ill. She woke him up. She said, oh my son, what should we do? Should we go out or burn alive inside the tents? Imam Sajjad said, oh my aunt, anti alimatun ghayru muallima, fahimatu ghayru mufahima. You are alima, you know better than me. Alaykunna al-farar, you must leave the tents. Ajrukum Allah, you must leave the tents. You should not remain. You should protect your lives over your hijab at the moment. Janab Zainab, as she was looking after everyone, she arrives in a tent. She finds this girl unconscious. When that girl wakes up, that was the daughter of Imam Hussein. She said, oh Pupi Amma, this man was running after me. He was trying to steal my earrings, and as he was stealing, he was crying. I said, why do you cry? He said, because I'm stealing from Ali Rasulullah. I said, then why do you steal it from me? He said, if I don't do it, someone else will go ahead and do. Then he struck me so hard on my head, I fell unconscious, and now when I wake up, I don't have anything on my head. Oh Pupi Amma, is there any chadar you can provide? Janab Zainab said, oh my daughter, look at the head of your aunt. She doesn't have anything to cover it. Ajrukum Allah, may Allah give you no grief, no sorrow, except the grief and sorrow of Ahlul Bayt. Janab Zainab, when she goes in and out of one tent, this Ravi says that I saw this lady, after all the tents were burned down, this last tent which was still burning, she would go inside and then she would come out. She will go inside and then she will come out. I said to her, was there something important and valuable in that tent? She said they looted everything that we had. The only thing that remains is my nephew Imam of the time. Janab Zainab goes inside and she picks up Imam Sajjad on her shoulder and her back, and she comes out. He says that I saw this old lady coming out with a grown man on her back. Ajrukum Allah, may Allah give you no grief and no sorrow except the grief of Ahlul Bayt. These were the moments when things start to settle down. Janab Zainab, Kulthum, and the other female members of the family, they started looking for the kids. Imagine it is dark, it is a desert, there are jungles, and this is where all the kids were scattered. It is mentioned by an alim that it is as if you open up a tasbih and you let go of it, all the beads of the tasbih spread out. This is how the kids of Ahl Haram had been lost. Janab Zainab goes on this hunting mission with Kulthum, looking for the kids and the children that have been misplaced. There were two kids especially, they couldn't find them. One was the amanat of Imam Hussein. The little girl that Hussein had given special advice that make sure you take care of Sakina. Bibi Zainab looks around, calling for Sakina. Oh, my daughter, where are you? Respond to me. And then she comes in between. Imagine you're walking around and you see all of these dead bodies around you. You're fearful of stepping on the dead body. You also want to be careful and you want to be respectful towards them because they haven't been buried yet. Janab Zainab goes around, and then eventually she finds the little Sakina hugging onto a body without a head. She says, oh, my daughter, I've been looking all over for you. Where have you been? Janab Sakina wakes up. She said, oh, Pupi Amma, oh, my aunt, when they were burning the tents, we were running around. And as I ran around, I was calling for my Baba. Oh, Baba, where are you? Oh, Baba, as I was calling for my Baba, I found that the two hands raised. And when the hands rose, they said, Ilayya, Ilayya, to me, Bunayya, come to me, oh, my daughter. Janab Sakina arrived at the chest of Imam Hussein. Bibi Zainab picks her up, brings her back. She's busy collecting all the children that have been saved and spared, and they're not dead yet. She finds that there were two brothers. She looks for them, finds them under a tree. She says maybe they were tired and they found some shadow and coolness under the tree. Maybe that's why after the thirsty day they might have fallen asleep. But to her surprise, when she goes up to them, she finds that they're both dead and no longer alive. Similar is the case of a 4-year-old son of Imam Zainul Abidin. His name is Imam Muhammad Baqir. When he said that when the kids were scattered, when the tents were burning, he said when the kids were spread out, I started walking in this direction. A man came and said to me, oh, my child, where are you headed? He said, I'm going to Najaf. I'm going to Najaf so that I can call upon my grandfather. Oh, grandfather, come for our help and our nusrat in Karbala. अजरुकुम अल्लाह. बस आखिरी अल्फाज और ज़हमत तमाम. बस ये वो वक्त आया जनाब ज़ैनब ने सारे बच्चों को इकट्ठा कर लिया. जब सारे बच्चे इकट्ठा हो गए, अब जब एक दफ़ा सुकून की लहर दौड़ गई, अब बच्चे आराम से सो गए हैं, भूखे प्यासे ही सही लेकिन कम अज़ कम माओ की आगोश में सो गए हैं. And as soon as that happened, she sees there are people coming toward her. Even the members of Ibn Saad, they said to Ibn Saad, now that we have killed Hussein, now that we have killed all their family members, we can go ahead and give them water. They bring some water to the family. पानी लाया गया, ला के रखा. ज़ैनब ने बच्चों को जगाया, बच्चों उठो, पानी आ गया. सुबह से प्यासे थे, बच्चों को उठाया, शायद पानी की खातिर उठ जाएं. अरे प्यासे बच्चे. एक दफा जब सकीना को पानी का कूजा पकड़ाया, कहा पुपी अम्मा आपने पानी पिया? कहा नहीं, पहले बच्चों को पिलाया जाता है. नन्ही सकीना ने कूजा हाथ में लिया, मक्तल का रुख किया, कहा बेटी कहाँ जाती हो? कहा आप ही ने तो कहा है कि पानी पहले बच्चों को पिलाया जाता है. अरे मेरा भैया अली असगर वो सबसे छोटा था, इस दुनिया से भूखा प्यासा गया. Ajrukum Allah. Last thing and I'll conclude. This is where Zainab sits down as the guard, safeguarding the family, safeguarding all the children, safeguarding all the female members that have remained. She is on guard. Last night Abbas was guarding the tents. Tonight Zainab Last night Abbas was there to guard around the tents, but tonight it is Zainab's duty. शरीकतुल हुसैन, जैनब की ये ड्यूटी है कि अब वो गार्ड की ड्यूटी अंजाम दे। अरे पहरा भी जैनब दे रही है। एक वक्त आया कि जैनब की भी शायद आंख लग गई, इस रिवायतों में नहीं लेकिन मैंने सुना है, उलमा पढ़ते हैं कि जैनब की आंख खुली, देखा दूर से एक घोड़सवार आ रहा है। जैनब ने इशारा किया, हमारे पास अब लूटने के लिए कुछ बाकी ना बचा, आगे मत आना। मगर वो घोड़सवार ना रुका, जैनब अपनी जगह से खड़ी हो गई। अरे मैंने कहा यहां मत आओ, अरे बच्चे अभी सोए हैं, दिन भर के भूखे प्यासे थक हार के बच्चों को अभी सुलाया है, अरे अब मत आना यहाँ पे। मगर घोड़सवार ने ना सुनी, आगे बढ़ता गया। बस वो वक्त आया, जैनब खड़ी होती है, अली के लहजे में कहती है, अरे आगे आया तो अच्छा न होगा। लेकिन घुड़सवार ने आके अपना निकाब हटाया। जैनब क्या देखती है, अरे बाबा अली आए हैं, नजफ से अली आए हैं। जैनब ने नोहा पड़ा होगा, अब आए हो बाबा। अरे सारा घराना लुट गया।